MotoGP is back after a long break due to the wars around the world. We can finally get going again. Welcome to the Jerez circuit here in Spain for the Spanish Grand Prix. Sorry we're a bit late on air here on JB Sports. We've had a few issues with the live timing graphic, which we had to completely redo in a very quick amount of time. So I suppose I haven't got my glasses on either at the moment in this session. But welcome. Here we go then. This is going to be quite a thrilling round of the championship. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to look forward to as well in terms of the balance of power shifting around this circuit. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are as well back at home. Let's quickly dive over and join our commentators.
Still, there's no deal being done between the manufacturers and teams and MotoGP Sports and Entertainment Group, MSEG, as they try to hash out a new deal about profit sharing. There's so much going on off track at the moment. Basically, because we've got no action on track, that's all that us journos have got to get our teeth into. That there's decisions being made left, right and centre, while out on track we're still not quite sure what direction the championship's heading in.
Yeah, where everyone's going. Like this weekend there's talk, this weekend there's been talk about Fabio Di Gianantonio potentially now looking at switching and going to KTM and getting a factory ride there. Now we're seeing that Maverick Vinales has not started the season obviously like he hoped, and still having issues with that shoulder. Obviously he's not racing this weekend. There was all the talk before the start of the season that Maverick was going to go into the factory team from the Tech 3 squad. So yeah, there's still, it sounds like the majority of the seats have been sorted, but there's still a few that haven't. It's bizarre. We've only had 3 races so far this year.
So that lap time already from Alex Marquez down into the 137s. Pole here last year was Fabio Quartararo, if you remember. Stunning lap at the time, 135.6 on the Yamaha.
Yep, it was a really fast time and a really interesting gambit across the two. As we get underway then for this session. They've got to make it as quick as possible. The one issue at the moment with MotoGP is we've had a whole month away since the Circuit of the Americas race. So this is going to take some time in order to get used to the bikes again and get used to the circuits, and hopefully everything will be okay. Timings are having a right meltdown so far this weekend, so apologies if it's not 100% what we are used to. We've got overcast conditions here at Jerez. Very high chance of rain coming in for this afternoon's practice session as Alex Marquez hurtles round the Lorenzo hairpin down across the line. And his first lap time is a 137.332 across the board. So a decent first lap time. Franco Morbidelli goes up into 8th as Binder and Acosta go 6th and 7th place, just after each other. 23 riders in this session. Aguirre towards the bottom of the board, as hopefully now our timings are working correctly. We really had to sort of jiggle them about in order for it to work. It's been that type of day. We don't even know what tyre compounds are on. The timing screens have had just the worst restart in history. Honestly, it has been really bad trying to get them to work. As this is down at turn 13 hairpin. Juan Mir on the inside, little at the exit, just twitching in order to try and get it right. So that's normal. We were expecting a few twitches out on the circuit. It's nothing that we're too worried about. They were expected to be problems as we merry our way along. Alex Marquez, 137.332. Juan Mir in second. So, hello to Plug as well. Says, hello, Josh. Hello, Plug. No Vinales in Jerez. Single rider for Tech 3. Yep, Maverick Vinales still as well recovering after that injury he had last time, which means he withdrew from the Americas Grand Prix. the month away, and it's still not fully healed, which is not the best sign. He wanted to try and be back here ready to go. Sadly, that has not been the case, so it'll take just a little bit longer, won't it, for him to get back into the swing of things. But sometimes that is the way motorsport action goes. As Marc Marquez, is that the EQ balance? Yes, yeah, it is. Yeah, Marc Marquez just having a little change back. Alex Marquez as well. Finding out. Yeah, Alex Marquez finding out a little bit as well down there. Just trying to get the microphone level back up because we haven't used these in a while, so takes a while. Yeah, the front end there of the Ducati on the Cressini bike just under pressure a little bit. There's a few riders out here that you can really sense have got a few issues that they need to work through. It's one of those types of sessions where this is going to be a key factor. Get it right, get it wrong, and you're in the wall. I do wish, however, that my timing screens would work. There we go. I have a timing screen back. It's really weird. They've updated it again, and it's thrown all our systems off out of operation. They did that 2-3 years ago when they changed the systems to what they are today, and we had to change them back very quickly. Alex Marquez 137.332. Marc Marquez in P2. Digi P3. Bezzecchi P4. Digi's coming into the pit lane now as well. Our timing graphic is telling us on the computer. So he'll switch over for a few more rounds and then keep on going. Ayagura also looking strong. See what his overall change will be. With a brand new Trackhouse livery this weekend. Got the Stars and Stripes American flag on the bottom aero plate on the undercover. And it's got a striking sort of yellowy, very bright nylon yellow almost coming through. And it does look super cool, actually. As he'll come over the line now, Ayagura. And his lap time from 21st position will pop him up into 21st position. 139.146. So no real change at the moment, which is slightly what we were expecting for this one. Alex Marquez still going faster and faster, though. Brad Binder is setting a lap time, 26.185 first sector, 13.449 second sector. So not really expecting much change when he gets through. You see quickly now down there, Marco Bezzecchi at Aprilia, just talking into his microphone, which used to have the Sky Wi-Fi branding on it as well, but it's been rubbed off. Very tiny microphone. He doesn't use one of our lit mics. The Coles 4104 lit mics, by the way, are amazing things. That's the microphones that I'm using right now up here in the booth, and you see Omi using them as well. Hopefully in the next few months you'll see a few more members of the team using the lit mics. JT, for instance, if he still wants one. Nino as well. Should be back with us soon across the touring cars and Formula One, as soon as it stops being late night races. Brad Binder up in P7. Him and Ayagura still circulating out there on the circuit. And this is a replay of Brad Binder coming up towards turn number 1. Front end braking very hard. Rear tyres sort of stepping upwards as he sort of tries to shimmy it back down on the brakes into turn 1. Very nice, actually, triangle approach from it. Really did sort of keep it all in together. Got a couple of sets of tyre data as the MotoGP systems have reactivated now. They do take a while to do, don't they? We'll tidy everything up as well, ready for practice and the qualifying races later on. We'll tidy everything up. It's just one of those things with the session where you just sort of got to accept it and just go on, really. There's Pekka Bagnaia, sorry, putting on his helmet. And he'll get ready to go out. Now, he's down at the moment, Pekka Bagnaia, in 18th position. and a strong set of rumours that he's going to replace Jorge Martin at Aprilia. Which is interesting because we remember with Martin winning last time out at the sprint race in Kota, doesn't want to leave now. He's got the championship advantage and he doesn't want to lose it. We'll go through the standings if it's been a while for you. Marco Bezzecchi, 81 points after victory at Kota. He's our championship leader. Jorge Martin is in second on 77. Pedro Costa is on 60. Fabio Di Gianantonio is on 50. Marc Marquez is on 45. Raul Fernandez on 40. Ayagura 37. Alex Marquez 28. Pecco Bagnaia 25. Luca Marini rounds out the top 10. He's on 23 points. Alain Bastianini is on 22. Brad Binder 17. Franco Morbidelli 14. Fermin Aldeguer 13. Johan Zarco 13. Diego Moreira on 9. Fabio Quartararo is on 6, Alex Rins on 3, Juan Mir on 3, and Toprak Razgatlioglu is on 1 from the permanent riders that are eligible to score the points-paying positions. Max says, Ayagura checking out the Yamaha scene down there. He is indeed at the moment, is Ayagura. Oh, and Bagnaia comes out and does a huge stop at the front of the field with 28 minutes to go this first practice session. Megan will be back with me this weekend. She'll be, we were supposed to be that Megan would be taking this weekend solely, and I wouldn't be here. Megan would be the lead commentator across the Spanish weekend, but her dissertation is due in a few days' time, and it was felt that she couldn't have 3 days off from writing a very important part of university coursework. Understandably so. So I stepped back in to cover the sessions, and also she wasn't here on the Friday. So it kind of makes sense for me to cover it. But she'll be back with us. She's doing a lot more over the summer as well, including leading some of the commentaries. I think she's at France, actually, leading the commentary. Very sneezy atmosphere. Bezzecchi still top in that Drivers' Championship. How long can he hold on for that? That's going to be an interesting factor. Run 2 then for Marc Marquez. Franco Morbidelli coming out as well. Wins and Alex Marquez at the bottom of your screen, followed by Bagnaia going around the circuit. I'm just going to change that driver tracker. I'm not exactly happy with how it is sometimes. Can you see that clearly, everybody? I don't know if you can or not. Oh, it's okay. Maybe just take it down a little bit. Oops. No, I don't want to do that. Forgot it's 2 fingers to take it down. There we go. It's one of those things where you just got to sort of get used to controlling it. I wish they would put it so that we can just have it as a separate thing, and it's not like an interactive map. I really wish they would do that. It would make it so much easier for us in the commentary box, because we have to reset it every single start of the session, and it's just getting a little bit repetitive. Several of the drivers coming out now on the circuit. Alex Marquez is still top in this session, and looking incredibly strong as well on the boards. As I still want to tidy it up. I'm annoyed about how scruffy all that looks, because we've had to change the systems a little bit. It's bugging me ever so slightly. There we go. A little bit of uniformity on our timing screens. But yeah, Alex Marquez still strong. Marc Marquez still strong at the front. I'm looking forward to seeing how much of an impact this weekend is going to have on Ducati. This is a circuit which, well, last year they won at, but they won at in the form of Alex Marquez taking his first ever MotoGP victory. He's had a couple of sprint wins, but he's never had a full-on Grand Prix win until this point last year. But Marc went down in that race, and this is where all the problems began for Marc Marquez, of course, back in 2020. He doesn't want to repeat. He wants to sort of keep it strong. Bagnaia improves up to 16th place. 138.354. Not the easiest on the board, is it? was it Crouching Tiger hitting Pecco. He's slow in the first practice sessions, and he just rumbles back up with an impressive time in practice, and he sometimes manages to scruple his way back into Q2. But it's a give and take. It's a 50-50 if he's good or not at this circuit. And I'm surprised about how much of the weather conditions are changing right now as well. What's the wind at 2 kilometers, humidity at 71, all coming through. Yeah. You just wonder. You really do. Conversations going on down there at HRC between engine manufacturer and team principal. What's going on down there? How many seats would you like at the lunch table later on? As Pecco Bagnaia on the medium front, medium rear. Glad to see that our timing screen's actually slowly starting to work again now in order everything. But I think that is actually tidied up now, isn't it? So that's a good thing that we can just get on with this session after. Oh, it's going to be a major rework across the weekend for every other apex of stuff. That's the type of stuff that happens. Just taking a look at our virtual monitor. What is this? A bike wiggle under down at dry sack. Turn 6 hairpin for Pecco. So yeah, the Bagnaia, the rear brake not slowing down the bike enough, and it wiggling the front, and then he's just 9 times out of 10 it goes into ghost mode, and then you're just sort of holding on for dear life that it doesn't throw you off like a buckaroo. Happening again into turn 1. That's an uphill braking zone. The front, as soon as he releases the clutch, and so releases the brake, just woo, it comes back up again on the front. So he's downhill braking, downhill, releases the brake, the front comes back up, which it's supposed to, because then it's not braking deep into the corner using the suspension, but it's coming back up with sort of little force, like it's accelerating mid-corner. And he's not on the throttle, he's holding it nicely. So the front end of Bagnaia's bike there, sort of alive on its own, because it's just sort of jumping back up when it's not supposed to. Let's have a look. We're on board with Bagnaia now. Coming out through the back, that's 9 and into 10. Then he'll come back out through Senna at 11. Past the chicane. Nice on the exit. Bike's looking steady underneath it through the triple right. Now down to the hairpin at turn 13, the Lorenzo. He's still 0.155 down, but this could improve him up a little bit. Over the line goes Pecco Bagnaia. 16th place to 4th. 137.684. Much, much better lap time there as well now for Pecco Bagnaia. I'm hoping it was just the tyres, because he's on a medium front, medium rear, so maybe it took a while for them to sort of get up to temperature. We're watching Juan Mir. He's just done a 137.728. That puts him in 7th position. And that is top right Razgatlioglu, who is behind the barrier with a bike that is slowing. So top right's got an issue, as we see Marco Bezzecchi flying round turn 10 into 11 and 12. Now into the braking zone for 13. Hugs the inside, pulls that throttle back, and then slowly accelerates away up towards the line, and Marco Bezzecchi goes from 5th to 5th. So 137.898. Juan Mir is 0.097 off the pace. He's done a 26.196 of 13.238. So he's got a little bit of time if he wants to try and make it work, as he comes out of the last two now, down towards turn 13. He's got Pedro Acosta just behind him. So he's actually coming down now into the braking zone 4. He's coming out of 11 into 12 now. Mir ahead of Acosta, Bagnaia just ahead. Down to the brakes, you can see on your rider tracker. Hugs the inside line, pulls that throttle back, heads up towards the line. And for Juan Mir in this first free practice session, is it quicker or not? Not. 139.202. So he misses out again on critical times. Alex Marquez 137.322. Yeah, and Top Rack has given up the bike. He's now got back on a Marshall scooter, with the Marshall taking him back into the pit lane. So what has happened to Top Rack Razgatlioglu? He's just gone wide and the bike's just cut out on him. There's a technical problem then as he comes back in. So that's not Top Rack's fault, which is good news. That's a separate issue that they're going to have to try and solve down there as well. Oh well, it's a catch-22 situation sometimes if you want to hold it all together. Marco Bezzecchi over the line now from P5 and goes P2. Championship leader back up into position. 137.347. Much better. Much better. Dijantonio, he's P4 at the moment. 137.645. Not bad. 25.988. Sector 1 for Marco. Estimated P1. He's got medium front, medium rear. Down on the braking zone into dry sack. The turn 6 hairpin. So, okay, so Top Rack stopped exit of turn 10 and towards 11. So that's where the bike's sort of gone kaput on him. So Top Rack Razgatlioglu will now return to the pit lane. He's got 18 minutes. He will have another bike, so Top Rack should easily get out on the circuit for another run. But Marco Bezzecchi, can he go faster in this session? Just hugging that inside line. He's trying his best, admittedly. Still flying his way through. I don't know. It's a weird situation as he comes out the last corner now. Over the line for Marco Bezzecchi and misses out by a tenth. 0.164, so he's actually back. He was 15 thousandths of a second differential in the last run to Alex, and now he's got a tenth down. His last lap time, 1:37.496. Yeah, I don't know. It's not hard to tell, is it? It's just weird. Nothing makes sense with that. It's like it's a bit like a catch-22 situation. It's like, what do you make of it? Nothing of it makes sense. You're sort of throwing yourself around, hoping that something works together. Still, not a bad situation. Not a bad delta, actually, at the moment. I'm just trying to work out what sectors they're going to do. Look, Bezzecchi's middle sector now up by 0.036 of a second. So that's 36 thousandths. But he doesn't look really as competitively fast as he wants to be coming around the back half of the circuit. It's like he's really... the bike's shaking on him as well. Through now at turn 10 into 11. Then the kink at 12. That's the triple right. Over the line now. Into turn... well, this is turn 13. Then it's over the line. Come on, what have you got? Pull the throttle back. Bezzecchi aims the bike straight towards the line. Little wiggle at the rear. That's going to lose him time again. And he's nearly 3 tenths down. 0.293. Last lap time, 1:37.625. So he goes well in sector 2, but has a poor start to the lap due to an error at the last corner. And then again, it just when he gets to sector 3, it's another poor running. You can't really find the momentum. You can't find the running. So it's getting, it's not getting worse all the time. It's just getting impossible all the time. The amount you're trying to push, and it's sort of like a give and take situation. It's not a 50-50, it's just a really annoying part of the circuit. Right, let's check in with our colleagues down on the monitor side of things.
In Australia. So, yeah, a poor feeling they've managed.
Here's Ayagura.
I'm just laughing now, I'm going through all the Aussies in my mind, just watching them all slide from Gardner or McCoy, or obviously Casey Stoner. Bayliss, just... all of them just got so much control with the bike spinning, and have an innate ability to be able to find grip.
And at this circuit, Mick Doohan as well.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Might mention him.
I hadn't even thought of him as well. The mighty Mick Doohan. Wow, what a rider.
It is such a skill when you think of how they would extract the lap time using the rear tyre, using spinning, steering from the rear. Obviously still good on the brakes in front, but focusing more on that ability to find grip, find turning and accelerate off the corner, which is where the lap time comes.
Like, what a unique way of doing it, like you just said, Michael. I was thinking then of Casey, how he would set a corner up, and he would take all the weight off the front. It was so risky how he did it, and so difficult that nobody else could do it. When you think of turn 3 at Phillip Island, obviously named now after him, Stoner's corner, the skill level, even having the bravado to attempt to approach a corner like that,
but also the genius to think differently about how you round the corner off with a different entrance.
It's
line.
hard to explain, isn't it?
Yeah.
Actually, you almost need to see it and do a back-to-back with someone who's not doing it, but it's such an ability. Also, he was one of the first riders I saw using curbs on the inside.
Yeah.
You know, like, you'd always run, obviously you run out onto the curbs, you use as much road as you can to make the corner circumference as big as possible. And then I used to see him running on curbs on the inside, and I'm like, why is he doing that? 'Cause it's rough, it's upsetting the bike. And at certain tracks, the curbs are grippier, he found more grip, more traction. No one did it. And then obviously a lot of people started copying it. Just an incredible ability.
Not a bad test team there. Danny Pedrosa and Paul Espargaro. Danny said he's done with his wild cards, but
I'm laughing. Paul Espargaro's small, isn't he? If you see Paul in the paddock, he's what's Paul, 5'6", 5'7",
5'7", maybe. Yeah.
You know, like, but it makes him look like he's 6 foot next to Danny. And Danny Pedrosa, I always say this, never looks any older. Life's good, eh?
Yeah, he says he's not going to do any more wild cards. Remember the one a couple of years ago, stuck it on the, promoted to the podium here.
Yeah, he had a few really good ones, didn't he? He had that really good one at Misano, remember that weekend? Yeah. Was he 4th?
Not a bad rider.
He was battling with Bagnaia.
Not a bad rider, is he? Danny.
What a talent. And again, another another unbelievable talent, but they came up together. Him and Danny Pedrosa, Casey Stone and Danny Pedrosa were the original Movistar junior team.
Yeah.
Run by Alberto Puch.
Yeah, it was why 26 and 27.
Exactly.
Tony Elias was 24, Juan Olive 25.
Yeah.
Do we know why Paul isn't on Maverick's machine this weekend?
Yeah, because his
Because
wrist.
of the injury.
Yeah, his hand injury that he did motocrossing. As Bagnaia goes out for the final time, potentially, in this session, sitting in 5th place. All the Ducatis, but with Marco Bezzecchi popping up in between them. Then it's Johan Zarco and Joan Mir, 6th and 7th, with Frankie Morbidelli down in 8th. Brad Binder's had a solid start, but as we saw there, it didn't look quite right at turn 1. Got it wrong there and had to release the front brake. Diogo Moreira rounds out the top 10. The top 17 covered by less than a second. There will be very tight margins here. It's always been that kind of circuit.
Do you know what's interesting in this session? I'm trying to work it out. Like, they've not been doing loads of laps. They've all been in the pits a lot. And I think the reality is, everyone knows this track that well. Like, you go out and you can go straight to the limit, straight to a good feeling. And there's no point in spinning loads of laps. And if you think they've got to this point in the season, we've been to the 3 quirky tracks, you might have gone off in a setting direction. So I think we've seen loads of people in the pits sitting around because there's changes happening. You come in, it's like, no, this is not how a bike should feel. This is the reference track, isn't it?
Yeah. So much so, Aprilia will be testing their new 850 here in a private test next week. There is a full official test, isn't there, on Monday? And it's massive, that test on Monday.
It's going to be an interesting one. We've got a busy week here, Gareth. Monday, MotoGP official test, Moto3 testing on Tuesday, and then some private testing. Hoping get some shots in the 850. It will be interesting to see how that...
Yep, and all the testing is going to be here on JB Sports Extra for all of the news. So we've redecorated slightly and we've just tidied it up, like we were going to say, during that little lull period, so we can actually see some screens out there, because it was annoying me and I liked it to look professional. So we've just tidied up the screens as we get ready. Claimed his first MotoGP victory at this circuit last year. Alex Marquez watching on there as well. Well, what do you count as a victory? Because he won 2 sprint races before that. Here he is, look, from last year's Spanish Grand Prix. Takes the checkered flag. It was an amazing moment. As Carlos Alcaraz waved the checkered flag for him. The youngest man ever to complete a Grand Slam in World Championship Tennis. You can see all that here as well on JB Sports, as Wimbledon will be coming up in a few months' time. Myself and the USM boys will be taking you through all of the action on the Ultimate Sports Network. Less than 9 minutes to go, though, in this session right now. Alex Marquez, followed by Marco Bezzecchi, and then Marc Marquez, all in contention at the moment. So fingers crossed it will be a smoother run. But yeah, Marquez still looking stronger. Alex Marquez. Replay we're now seeing. Oh, I got told it was Mark. It's Alex. Sorry, I got told it was Alex. It's Marc Marquez's replay that we're seeing. Headphones got it wrong. He flies in. Corner speed is amazing. 159 kilometers per hour. Really is pushing in quite hard. We're staying on that for a while, despite the fact they're being riders on the circuit. They do love a super slow-mo of Marc Marquez, don't they? It is their home race, after all. So you've got to give the people what they want. Still, Mark strong. 3rd position. Good point to start with. If you look at it, Ducati, Aprilia, Ducati, Honda, Ducati, KTM. Honda is the top 10. Then it's Aprilia, Ducati, KTM, Honda, Aprilia, Yamaha. Yamaha down in 16th quite a while. That's the first Yamaha. Then you got Toprak, Rins, and Augusto Fernandez. Yamahas, the 3 Yamahas at the bottom. It's not looking good for them, is it? Oh, and not looking good for Pecco Bagnaia, who massively outbrakes himself in towards that first corner and goes into the gravel, just running off wide. It's a deep gravel trap here, so it's going to take a little bit of a kick, a lot of rear spinning to get the tyre out, but he's really, well, scuppered that tyre run, unfortunately. Just braked himself up at turn 1. He had a rider just ahead of him, so there wasn't really anything that could be done. So he's uphill into the braking zone. The rear steps out on him, and at this point he's got no real contact patch with the track. The rear tyre is still spinning at the same velocity. You can see how the ride height device really shot the rear of the bike upwards to try and get the braking done. It looks more like actually a World Superbike than it does a MotoGP. Still going 60 kilometers before it hit the gravel. He didn't go down, though. He's just running down deep. He'll get back on and go for another run, but that is the sort of situation that we're seeing at the moment. Just make a small mistake, and it's all in problematic zones. Still, 9 times out of 10, you'd be okay. So, 9 times, yeah, it's not bad. Not too bad at all. Red sector time coming in from Pedro Acosta, 13.273. So he's got a slight advantage coming in there. I think this should be good, actually. Come on. Pedro, can you go faster? There's Martin over the line. Yeah. Kind of situation mode. Dijantonio, 26.020. Now we're seeing the red sectors coming through. Okay, game on. Game, set, and match between it. Martin in P11. Just hugs that inside line a bit too much. Dijantonio. 2.5 tenths up on Alex Marquez's time. So we were waiting for the faster time to come through. This is it. Quick, 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 and quicker. Red, red, red. Dijantonio is estimated to go first at the moment on the VR46 Ducati. 0.223 up. For comparison, Marc Marquez is 0.3 of a second down at the moment. Over the line it comes. And Dijantonio, fastest. 1:36.954. 0.378 faster than Alex Marquez. Binder's got a red sector time, so's Acosta, so has Martin. Razgatlioglu improves up into 15th place. This is still free practice, remember. These times do not matter for the rest of the weekend, but it's good to get a little bit of an example about where we're going to be. Over the line, Marc Marquez still 4th. Martin got a toe off him and goes 9th. Mia goes 7th. So a few improvements. Not too many though. Here we go again then. Franco Morbidelli stays 4th, 1:37.434. Acosta goes 6th, 1:37.560. So that's going to push Martin on the bump line. For if we take this as practice later on, that could be something to watch out for. And still, thought I had a hole in my shirt then. It's a weird camera light. But still improving on times. No, he's a 10th down now. He's not going to have that one. Missed out again on several factors. You can see on the timing screen, it's just getting a little bit worse. Over the line then. And Dijantonio goes 1:37.104. Which is still good enough for the fastest time. Because Alex's time, 1:37.332. Razgatlioglu, 11th, 1:37.831. First time, well, have we been to Portimao yet? No, we haven't, have we? Yeah, this is the first time that Toprak has visited a circuit that he knows. Of course, this is the scene of him winning a 3rd World Superbike title last year, alongside Nicolo Bulliger, that weekend battle in Jerez. Oh, and Miller down at Drysack, getting all out of shape and running in deep. He nearly collected the back of Jorge Martin as well, so that was a little bit under pressure. Oh, that was a close one. But yeah, this is the first time that Toprak knows a circuit well, and it's coming through because that is a 12th fastest time, not at the back of the field like he was in Thailand, like he was in Brazil and in America. This is actually a very competitive run. He's getting used to the bike, and we're at a circuit he now knows as we start the European season. Miller, 19th, less than a minute to go. He's 0.18 down. Oh, hello, what was that? There was like an engine failure in my ear. Nothing as far as I can see on the circuit gone yellow. We would get notified of that. The track would go yellow and the sector marker would go yellow at the top of your screen. All looks okay to me though as things stand. Zarco, 1:37.603, having faster times. Well, this is looking good actually. It's not a bad weekend for the first practice session. live on JB Sports for the practice sessions and qualifying. Live on JB2 for the races this weekend. And all as well simulcasted with collaboration on JB Motorsports. So, of course, all 3 networks this weekend. And, of course, live on Twitch as always. Checkered flag is out. Session is over. Digi 136.954. Good lap times from him. He's fastest. And Morbidelli goes second. Yes! VR46 1-2 here at Jerez. And that is a wonderful achievement. Really strong. Well done, chaps. So, Marc Marquez trying to find some time. He's 4/10 down. He won't find that time. What a sensational session. It's given us an interesting weekend. If VR46 are really on the precipice here, then just think about what we could have come the sprint and the Grand Prix. Digi over the line once more. 0.174 back over the line. 137.184. It's still fast enough to take the top spot. He's the only one in the 136s. Aguirre goes into 19th place. Marc Marquez we're riding with now as he comes in towards turn 11 and 12. That was 11, that was 12. Here's 13. Diego Moreira now. Got a yellow flag out. Oh, hello. What's happening? Oh, is that the practice starts? I think it is the practice starts. Over the line for Mark, P5. And yeah, that's everybody now completed their lap times in this session. Bar Alex Rins, who's coming over the line now.
30 years, 30 seasons, shall we say, 1987.
I think Rins has boxed, he has, yeah. Yeah, both did use new tyres. 6-lap-old mediums across the board, 5-lap-old mediums. That time cancelled for top right Razgatlioglu for exceeding track limits. So that's dropped him back down to 15th place. Why are there multiple yellow flags out? There's only one designated practice start zone, and that's at the back of the circuit. Why is there yellows in sectors 2 as well? That's a bit bizarre. But Mark looking okay. There's only one designated start zone, so unless they've all been told different things. Practice starts have to take part on the backstretch. Oh well. Good start then, even with new tyres. That's a solid run from them because Alex set his on fresher tyres early on in the session. Didn't do what he did. Track temperature hasn't really changed that much because of the way the conditions have been. So VR46, very good session for them. Let's hope they can have that momentum. They've been there or thereabouts, haven't they, with Digi, with some good qualifying at the start of the year. And Digi's still looking fast. End of the session then. D'Antonio, Morbidelli, Alex Marquez, Bezecchi, Marc Marquez, Raul Fernandez, Miller, Acosta, Zarco, Martin in the top 10, Bagnaia, Binder, Moreira, Mia, Razgatlioglu, Aldeguer, Marini, Bassini, Iagura, Quadraro, Rins, Salvadori, and Augusto Fernandez. So for the practice start session, let's send you downstairs to TNT.
Got a Stranger Things kind of Last of Us vibe to me. It's just something about it is sort of...
I love it.
Yeah, it doesn't do it for me at all.
Yeah. Sorry.
But then you haven't got any taste whatsoever if we look back at some of your liveries.
What you said about my wife?
Hey, that's not what I said. I meant fashion taste.
Yeah, I went straight to life.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, fair point. Yeah. In fact, fair point. Some of my leathers. Yeah. I'll just keep my mouth shut.
So, a little lull. Everyone comes back in and then they go straight back out, of course, for their practice start sessions. Top 15 within a second. Marc Marquez is using the opportunity to have a quick chat with Marco Rigamonti. Something there about the initial grab of the brakes, it looked like. You start to learn, don't you, the sign language between rider and engineer. You can see it was a problem for Pecco Bagnaia anyway. Brad Binder also had his little moment up towards the turn 1. KTM, I think, we've been all this talk about Aprilia. Obviously, you know, having won all those races in a row, and Jorge Martin cold tyre.
That will be a cold tyre.
Turn 3, the one that V1, the Mick Doohan, Marc Marquez injury corners.
Has it been a high side as well? Just look at his levers. I mean,
they're usually
lucky.
big ones.
He's lucky. It's going to be a high side. I know, just didn't. Looks like he maybe touched the curb on the inside. That's caught people out over the years. I'll tell you what, he's got away with that very graciously.
Grateful, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's got. They do clip the curb on the inside there, but I think combine that with the cooler front tyre. Oh dear. He looks like he's okay though. That's the main thing.
Got away with
With
that.
a very smooth, stylish return to his feet there for Jorge Martin.
Yeah, that corner's claimed a lot of people over the years, hasn't it? Obviously, you think of Mick Doohan, it ended his career, nearly ended Marc Marquez's career, the same corner.
And there have been many others
more.
over the years.
Huge crashes through there.
So, Farine Aldeguer and Joan Mio will start them all up. Someone there with a puff of smoke from their front tyre as they grab the brakes. Ayagura, what's he pointing down at his bike? From there, you know what it reminds me of? Ayagura, the track house. It reminds me of, do you remember Andrea Ioannone's Speedmaster bike?
Yeah.
A bit like that.
I can see that.
He had a big announcement coming up today.
Ioannone.
Yeah.
He's got a big announcement every
Yeah, but
week. There's something.
He's deleted everything off his Instagram.
Yeah, every Thursday. He's been out on the Italian Superbike Championship Fest a couple of weeks ago.
I wonder what that's going to be. Could be anything. Could be anything. Like he's about to appear in X Factor or something like that.
Literally.
Gentleman racer, as he dubbed himself.
Anything but.
That's what his bio says. Must be true. That's his pronoun. Gentleman racer.
Wow, talk about clutch dumb. I'm watching his left hand. He just literally just lets go of the clutch. There is no feathering, feeding. Just literally drag straight, drop the clutch.
Look, a silly crash helped him out.
Another one. Yeah, exactly.
A silly crash helped him out in Circuit in the Americas. Maybe that's part of it.
Yeah, but like, sorry lads, again.
Just when you thought it was all okay. Just a reminder though, isn't it? Always, especially in these cooler conditions, of front Michelin. Not as bad as the front Bridgestone used to be.
That is a fact.
Debrief with Daniele Romagnoli as
Oh, lovely.
Fabio
lovely
Quartararo.
Stop it from Fabio. It's one of the best I've seen him do. Full control.
rolling stopping.
They've all been practicing the stoppies, haven't they? Because they're all getting better.
Well, because the new top rack was coming then.
Literally.
Who is a stunt rider and can do anything.
That was a good start.
Never like to be beaten in anything, do they? Not even stoppies. You can see the clouds overhead, not your traditional southern Spain end of April weather. It's been the Feria de Abril up in Seville, you know, and that is the sunshine, it is the start of summer here, it is usually glorious, gorgeous conditions. This is just,
That's actually quite nice for a change. Because normally we're in the paddock here and it is boiling, so like I say, it only looks like Sunday's going to be 25 degrees and sunny.
Jorge Martin keen to get to the pit wall to watch a practice start. Fabiano Sterlachini was trying to get a pick two.
If you get a chance, watch Mark's left hand over from this angle.
Maybe it didn't sound like necessarily the smoothest of getaways, but you know, from some that we've seen,
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
In practice start sessions. Frankie did remember to go back out on track.
Not bad. Puff of smoke from the front tyre when it touches back down. Penny for GG's thoughts.
The test on Monday is going to be interesting, isn't it? Because he'll know. And Davide Tardozzi has been very open about it. He's the first to give credit where it's due to Aprilia.
Through gritted teeth.
Yeah, through gritted teeth, but knowing we are up against it. And Marc Marquez, I did love the interview that he gave yesterday, which was, well, 3 races, 3 different tracks, 3 different types of tyres. There's one bike's won them all. I think I know who's favourite.
Yeah.
Obviously, full deflection from Mark, but still.
It's almost like he's been here before. Zarco's getting ready for a few weekends' time. Back to Le Mans, the scene of the incredible victory last year. That's one of the best days I've had at a racetrack. That was just a special day.
Yeah, and of course has announced he'll be going back to Suzuka this year to do the 8 hours again. Been successful there.
Well, there it is then, the end of the first free practice session. We'll be back this afternoon for practice here on JB Sports. Thanks for your company. We'll see you later on. Take care. Bye-bye.